Oh, I think we're live. Hi, everybody. Hope you can hear me okay. Oh, somebody let me know. Well, you guys are just having a great time. I had to just come on here and let you guys start chit-chatting and carrying on over the centuries. You guys are having a great time, aren't you? Pretty fantastic. Well, everybody, it's Medium Brandon Ross. I'm more than a medium. I don't know if you've seen, I started doing some videos here at the beginning of the year. And I have a daily message for people. Hey, Ray, how are you? Yes, Laura. Glad you found it. Been doing that. Been putting out little words of wisdom, nuggets, words of encouragement. You know, stuff that people that get to know me for what I'm worth on that. Finally, all right, calm your horses down, Pauline. We're getting to everybody. It's all good. We're gonna do some cards here, but I had a couple of fun things going on here. Listen, welcome to the Shuffle Up and Heal. I hope you guys like this. You know, by all means, we still live in a democracy, and for another couple of months, anyways. Oh, geez. And by the way, I've been thinking about pulling together. Hey guys, how are you? So glad to see you guys just jump right on, hang out, say hello. Love it. Love it. Been thinking about pulling together a video of all of the times that I predicted what's going down with the Trumpster fire. You know, I mean, listen, I'm not political. I'm really not political, but boy, oh boy, that dude's chart. Oh, and by the way, right now, the next 3 weeks for Biden, he gotta look out, dude. Kamala Harris is just one ski slope away from the presidency. You know what I'm saying there? I'm just making sure we're all shuffled here, guys. I think I got a little glare on this on the camera here. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it together, guys. Hey, Charlene, how are you? POH. I still love that. I still love that those are your initials there. Kim RB, see ya. Good to see ya. Heather, good to see you. Janice, Pauline, Brenda. Hello. That is a very Bren space duh. Brenda. Rachel, how are you? You know my dailies. You're aware. Mary, good to see you. I see you talking about Cork. Janine, great to see you as well. Oh, and Kelly. By the way, I noticed that a few of you are actually on my support side of things on the channel. You sponsor the show in some way or another and all the stuff that I do, and I want to thank you guys for it. And I'm glad I made it through your year-end cut, Mary S. Yes, I will absolutely pull a card for you. Rita. Of course, and some of you also are involved in the Weekly Bee, and the Weekly Bee is a really cool thing. It's a weekly class where we take a different topic. What do we talk about today? We talked about frequency. We talked about how frequency matters, not only for your spiritual journey, but then also for your day-to-day life, how you heal, how you act, how you interact. It's really kind of cool. We also talked about the astrology of the day. We also talked about diving into some other things, but I want to tell you, I actually have 3 levels on the YouTube channel. I want you to pay attention. This isn't just a sales pitch, because this is a pretty big announcement. This is a stupid big announcement. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make me kind of the mainstay here for just a second. Now, if you go to the website, you're going to see that I've got a message circle on Thursday. This is online, so across the country, across the world. If you can make it there at 7 o'clock at night, Eastern Standard Time, that would be what? 2 o'clock there in Cork? Maybe 3. I don't know. Set your alarm. You had no problem watching the inauguration, right? I'm just picking on you guys. But message circle on Thursday. I've got 5, 6 tickets left, and I'm sending out an email tomorrow. Gina, got your message. Yes, you are a stalker. I got your message, and yeah, I'm going to talk about that here in a second too. But on my website, you can sign up for the Weekly Bee. You can see the online message circle. You can also see me down in Casadega. I'm going to be down in Florida. I'm also going to be down in Ormond Beach visiting my friend Dr. Judy Weaver. I'm going to be doing a message circle on Friday night. So if you're in the greater Daytona area, good time to see me. If you're in the north, kind of south of Jacksonville, so sorry, not in the playoffs. I called that one though. And then I'm going to be in Casadega So on Friday, I've got a message circle. On Saturday, I have a workshop. And then on Sunday, I make my debut at Casadega. And those of you that aren't familiar with Casadega, it's kind of a big deal. It's a spiritualist community. They have asked me to become a speaker and do some work with them down there. So I'm going to be actually presenting a dialogue, a conversation on the joy of spirit. They have asked me to do exclusive things with them, as well as possibly up in Lilydale, some other ventures that they have going on that they want to kind of have me exclusively appear at. So I'm looking forward to that. I got a lot of really kind of cool stuff, coming down the pipeline. And without further ado, back on the subscription here to YouTube, you're going to be part of a very cool thing. So coming up, I have a special announcement, everybody. New podcast coming out. And this is going to be kind of a sort of big deal. We're doing everything right. We're building it from the ground up. Those of you that aren't aware of Lindsay Mastro, you should and you will. She is talented. She is hysterical. She has written a fantastic book about corporate consciousness. I found myself reading it and going, boy, there's a lot of me in this and a lot of this in me and so forth and so on. And I thought, we've just had a bunch of conversations, whether, very, very colleague driven, like, hey, you ever see this? Hey, you ever have that? Here's a challenge I'm having. Here's whatever. And we've really kind of, fostered a friendship out of it. And it's been really cool. She's in upstate New York. She's out in Syracuse. Those of you in the upstate New York corridor, get ready, because we're going to actually do some podcast shows, as well as some book signings, as well as some mediumship stuff. So this is some exciting things, exciting times. Yeah. And it's going to be a very structured podcast. Like, we've got a lot of segments. We're actually dancing with a few sponsors right now, so we have to get some content out there. Everybody loves you till they don't, right? And, just to kind of, focus in on this, this is a really kind of ambitious adventure for me, because I'm kind of all in with it. I still do the coaching. I still do the classes. Those are all still intact, but I need a creative outlet. And I physically can't do the music the way that I used to. I used to be a very aggressive drummer, banjo player, harmonica, kazoo. The kazoo. Anyway, sorry, back to this. Get that out of my face. All right. So I had to really kind of move off of some other stuff. And I think it was time for me to get really structured with doing some other things. And that's, I wanted to create a background to it. It is, we're going to premiere tomorrow in the afternoon. So if you're already on the channel, you're going to be able to see it, because when we record it, it will only be for my subscribers. If you want to see the whole thing, you have to subscribe to it. But don't worry, it's a $2.99 a month thing. It's not very expensive. Go over there right now. Go sign up for it. You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see it in completion. I will tell you, for about 4 episodes here, we're going to do one every week and go back to the drawing board. We're really going to kind of do this. We're going to probably do a large launch in March. And we're really, listen, we're a couple of professionals. We're going to have a producer involved with this too. Daryl, who edits a lot of the stuff for me on the business end of it. She's gonna put on. Actually, I think I tossed her own hat in the ring, and I go, "Hey, what are you doing on like Tuesdays?" She's like, "I don't know." And I go, "So guess what? I need you to do A, B, and C." And she's like, "Okay." But she's incredibly creative as well. So there's a lot of creative juices here in this. There's a lot of wit. There's a lot of funny. We take some new stuff. We are going to have some astrology in it. We're going to have some good old practical spiritual stuff, some history of spirituality. We're going to have news and current events involved with it. We're really going to kind of tackle this in a way where it's a rolling talk show, really, in a way. We're going to have guests eventually. We're going to have, things of that nature, but we're going to work out like segments. We're going to work out, like different things. And then we'll, carve it up and we'll piece it out into YouTube. We'll put it out into the, the podcast blogosphere, if you will. And it's just, it's a really good idea. and I hope we'll connect with it. Like I said, I needed something for the creative juices. Physically, I can only do so much. Musically now, writing is fantastic. It's flowing like stuff. I'm going to have announcements for books coming down the pipeline. I actually have I actually have 3 projects, but which drives everybody crazy around me, because they're like, when you have 3 projects, you really have none. But they're all labor of love. One of them is a story I've been working on for a long time about the dynamics of male and female energy and kind of how it all comes together, and how we really kind of need to work together. It's not really kind of like a we're better than you. There's also the other longstanding project, which will be out at some point this year. Once I peel back the layers, it's called Return on Energy, the ROI of spiritual work. And it's kind of like, why do we do it? Why do we hold the door open for others? And, the class today in the weekly B actually came from a lot of the research that I've done with understanding how we vibrate, why sound healing works, why we, pull up a YouTube video and then fall asleep to it because we want to hear the drone or the sound or whatever, right? So, so there's that. And then there's another thing that will definitely be pushed down the road a little bit, but I am going to have module classes coming up. Look for in February, and I'm going to be announcing it soon, is the tarot class. So we are going to be diving in. We're going to be doing a 6-week art and science of tarot. Yes, energy. Enjoy, really. And the art and science of tarot, I get asked to teach this all the time, but I'm looking for a committed group to really kick off a new ongoing group, but you have to take this class in order to get into it. So this will be kind of fun. Had to kind of rearrange some stuff here and make sure I'm going in the right direction. Because, this is what happens. It's like you go through another Mercury retrograde. By the way, worst Mercury retrograde in my life. Worst, hands down. Hands down. Money taken out of the account. My foot goes sideways. My cat looks at me with jaundice one day. I'm like, what is up with you? I had to get into the thing. At least he still has tear ducts. Anyways, so I had to do a little frontier medicine on a cat. Some things fell through, some things got better. And also, just kind of as a program note, if you're interested in seeing any of the Whiskey and Bagels, they have been archived. That's done. I love Penny. I will be happy to have her as a guest on the show. Still a friend. Professionally, I had to move on. And it has nothing to do with her. It has nothing. There's no angst. There's no whatever. I'm just being firm in this because I'm owning the energy of it. I realized what I needed. And this type of show has got me jazzed. This has really got me jazzed. This idea of being able to do this type of work and to be able to kind of work with it. I know some of you have kind of just seen the writing on the wall. Penny's busy with her stuff. I've been busy with mine. And I wanted to make it into something closer to this, quite frankly. And the Comedian Roast is going to be very professionally run, very distinctly promoted, and look for it. Jump on now. You can be in the audience members. And then, at that $2.99, you can be a director member at the next level. You can be a producer member, depending upon how you want to support that. That is our revenue stream for us to be able to do this for a living. And we're fun. We are a lot of fun. I can guarantee a couple of things. One, we are both people that are working the clay and do the spiritual work as a profession. This is all we do. We may have books and we may do speaking tours and we may do coaching and we may do whatever, but we are both on a spiritual journey that is about being able to be the best that we can be and then see where we can help in the world. That was the first criteria. The second criteria was really kind of having a savvy and having an understanding. And just to kind of give you some perspective, we're going to talk a lot about comedians. We're going to talk a lot about the creative juices of creating and authors, and actors and musicians and that sort of thing. So we're really approaching this from the construct of being able to present people and topics that can help you grow. Maybe it's gleaning from, the work habit of somebody that is going down a spiritual path. Maybe it is the conversation about somebody that's been able to triumph. And we've got really cool segments. I'm not letting any of the cats out of the bag because you're going to have to tune in. I'm just here to tell you that this creates the lexicon and the base of a lot of places for humor and jokes and having fun and learning and all the things that you've come to find me doing, whether it be Shuffle Up and Heal or whether it be, doing videos. And I was really discouraged at the end of the year when I was doing all of these videos and they were getting blocked. It just drove me crazy. And the idea of doing a podcast on my own all the time was fun, but it was also like I needed that creativity. I needed, Daryl to come in and be like, hey, here's another idea. And she was always great about that stuff, but it was like, how do you formalize that? Well, have her be a producer. Lindsay, having her creative juices. And we have really good conversations. Like we've done some planning already, which is so freaking out of my comfort zone. Planning? What's that? I mean, we'd have been 12 episodes in if it was from the time that the idea kind of fostered. But, I think with all of the things that I've learned, I want something that's sustainable. I want good professional relationships of people that have the same goals in mind. And that's where I kind of changed to that. This is a very lonely business when you're leaving at midnight every night and you're doing things like, preparing courseworks or you're getting back to, people and there's not enough hours in the day. Cause I know a few of you are just like, you didn't answer my email. I'm sorry. All good. I'm trying to get there. But it's a matter of connecting the dots so that then I can really kind of get into a groove and solidify things. Cause that's when we do our stuff. Yeah. And a lot of improv stuff, Elizabeth, who by the way, has been a guest on the previous stuff. And it is the year of collaboration too, because you have this work kind of working into Aquarius again, but the collaboration isn't solely for the purpose of like, there's the three truths when you do mediumship work, right? And the three truths are, you, them, and spirit. So it's you, the person that's reading, the person that's sitting, and then spirit. All three of us have a truth. And the dynamic of a good reading or a good connection or a good message is when all three of those things synchronize in a way, right? So it's really cool. Hey, Lorraine, how are you? Sherry, great to see you. Susan, want to say hello? Yeah, Laura, some things are changing. And, the healing dynamic and authenticity is the highest vibration. And that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. You call out the things that didn't work and then you move on. And I think that you reach a level of maturity when you start to do this work and you're like, well, how do I do this the right way? How do I do this the way that I'm both comfortable and I can grow? And I think I've really kind of figured that out. So, which is why I think this Shuffle Up and Heal thing is actually kind of fun. It's kind of fun, guys. And listen, by the way, I'm going to do a sales pitch here for 30 seconds and say, subscribe to the channel. You're going to get really cool stuff. That's the only place the full episodes are going to go on. They're also going to get swept to Spotify and iTunes, where you can hear it audibly. But of course, being able to see the visuals and all that other good stuff is kind of cool. There's going to be a very kind of interesting swing with this because it's the platform that I know I've always wanted. I'm only going to speak for me from here on in. It's the platform I've always wanted to be able to connect the dots and really make the stuff interesting. And to do stuff like improv and to do stuff like connecting with, people and understanding how the world works and to be naturally curious. And it's funny, one of the other things that are going to be in this book, and yes, I'm going to get to some readings. Don't worry. We'll do the readings next, guys. You got to give me, how many minutes are we in here? 19. Oh my gosh, I've talked to 20 minutes. I need to tighten that up. It's a good thing I sat in on makeup early. Totally lost my train of thought. But when you start to really kind of develop and you go down this path, and the research that I'm doing for this return on energy is I really looked at a lot of how science approached spirituality. And I'll just give you this a little bit of the gift to talk. Well, I haven't shut up yet. Patty, good to see you. Shirley, mwah. Cheryl, good to see you. Jennifer, hi. Pamela, of course, Lorraine, I'm going to say hi to you twice. And I found myself peeling back the layers on Newton and Sir Isaac Newton, of course, the person that discovered the connection to gravity and the equation of gravity and that sort of thing. And his diary was really rich with references to God. And I was like, okay, but he never called it God twice, or at least in the same way. He would say, I have exhausted all of my mental capacity and all of the connections that I could have possibly had with all of the factors that I have been able to explore to try and explain, understand, and comprehend. In other words, he was always trying to figure out equations for things that he'd discover. And he said, I've come to the end of what I understand. I leave the rest to it and I lay it at the feet of Zeus. Or I bring it to the ones that the Greeks call God. I bring it to the Christians and who their God is. I would bring it to, Judaism's way of thinking or something or another. But he would always refer to whatever higher being it was in other things. And when you watch a scientist grow, you understand one of the things that you always see in the construct of the development of a scientist is that they eventually get to the point where they have to say, all right, I give up. Because there is just the law of limitations where we only have so much time, or we only have so much vibration, and we only have so much whatever. We will get to a point, but have we done our job? Did Einstein do his job while he was here? Well, by all accounts, by most accounts, people would say, well, of course. But they were driven by something. Isaac Newton was actually driven by two things, and it's in his astrological chart. I'm not going to get into it too much, but he was driven by two things. And both of those things was that he had this incredible thirst for, I just don't believe you. It's just like, it's in his chart. Basically, in his chart, he basically says, yeah, I don't really buy it. Like, yeah, show me, don't tell me. So he was on this eternal quest of thirst of finding out what it is that he needed to be, or what the answer was. And then the second thing was an incredible level of self-doubt. He never thought he did well enough. So he would just work. And again, both of those traits will be great for scientists because they're in the quest for truth. So I find stuff like that really interesting, because the way that people really grow in this work is you find your personal truth. You take what you've learned, you've taken what you've grown into, and then you truly get to a point where you just say, okay, either I don't know, or I accept the awe of not knowing. And it does come down to your soul path. It does come down to your soul search. It does come down to those things where you're just like, am I exhausted enough? I actually had to not work for a week and put my feet up and be like, rest, you got to chill. Okay. I'm going to look up Isaac Newton. Like, I can't lay off, put the phone in my hand, forget it. But there is that driver. Oh, and by the way, it's in my chart. My Mars return is this week. I'll be working quite a bit. It's all good, everybody. But I see a lot of you jumping onto the website. I appreciate it. Go sign up if you can. You can go to tbrandonruss.com, check out the weekly bee, check out the online circle, check out my upcoming events. I'm going to have a full upstate New York schedule here in the next week or so. So you're going to want to pay attention. Hi, Pam. Talk to you soon. Claire, great to see you out here again. Aaron, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. Yeah, I figured it out at one point. I've done over 20,000 readings in my career. And it's really, between the shows and individuals and groups and home parties and all that other stuff, which I still do. I don't pine for those too much, because I get requested often, and they have to kind of make sense to me. When I'm down in Florida, I'll do one or two, and that sort of thing. And I love to meet people. But my driver now is much more about like, okay, why am I here? It's no longer like, hey, look at how popular I am, or actually, here's the progress. It went from chasing after being liked and being whatever. And when you've been at something for 15 years, you really get to that point where, I used to worry. I used to stay up at night. And this is like when I coach new mediums, I'm like, you should feel anxious. You should feel a little bit like, the thing it's put in your way so that then you can overcome the self-doubt. Like it's a really important part of the development in all of this. But then it changes and you go from like survival mode to worthiness to understanding purpose. And then before you know it, you're like, oh yeah, you're getting invited to places like Casadega to talk to their council about the joy of spirit. Like that to me is really kind of like, that's the progress here. And listen, we all screw up. The challenge I think a lot of people, have is we get stuck in that judgment moment. We get stuck in those things. So whenever I come to you, know that I'm coming to you where I don't really take a day off. I mean, I keep my feet up sometimes, but I really don't take a day off. And I think that when you start to do this work, I mean, really do this work. And I appreciate the 10,000 tarot readers. I appreciate the 10,000 astrologers. I appreciate that they are specialists in what they do. I appreciate the past life readers. I appreciate the shamans. I appreciate all of that. For me to stay categoried in one thing, so I started a podcast with another medium that's got chops. You guys getting this yet? Here we go. Let's go challenge everybody. Hey Trish, thanks for that. Yeah, I enjoy doing the weekly B. Jennifer, good to see you. Pam, yes. What's unbelievable? Probably when I said I've done 20,000 readings, because a lot of people go, how did you get to that number? And then I show them what my schedule was for 8 years and they go, holy crap, that's it. I've also, I also blow up a lot of things when it comes to mediumship. And when I say blow up, I mean, there's tricks and things in the game where people will have, they'll do a message circle and they'll get 150 people in a room, and then they do 6 readings and everybody's like, yeah, they're pretty good and their reading was really great. It's not how I roll. I get 100 people in the room, there's 100 messages flying. That's just kind of how it is, for right or wrong. And I get criticized for that stuff all the time. Even my spirit guides are like, could you slow down a little bit, maybe not sell so many tickets. But when you have on average a couple of shows type things a month and you run into that many people and, become prolific, it's actually not that high of a number when you really get down to it. Not after a 15-year career. So, yeah, don't forget to rest. Good idea. All right. So I'm going to sign off now. Just kidding. There you go. Yeah, Lorraine, listen, you've seen it. I was only half right. Joan, thanks for joining us. Thanks for jumping in here. We're going to start pulling stuff together. Let's dive in. Let us dive in. Let's see this. Oh, and by the way, the weekly B is really designed for a lot of different reasons. I film it at 12 noon because a lot of people can jump in for the lunchtime. But it's really designed to kind of be like a binge type of thing where, you just get a couple in the bank and then you watch 2 or 3 of them at a time, a couple of different topics. We talk about the astrology. There is some timely stuff in there, but we also talk about a couple of tarot cards every week, and we really kind of grow. All right, enough of the sales pitch. You guys know how to get a hold of me. You guys know how to have fun. You guys ready? But I mean, are you ready? Oh, Tina, thank you. Kelly, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, don't tell me to slow down. Don't tell me to. You can't. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Nobody puts baby. Oh, and by the way, just to plug the Casadega thing, this is when I'll be there. Again, I'll be doing that conversation there, and you can find this stuff out on tbrandonruss.com. All right, let's do some ratings. Let's do some ratings. So we're going to do this. We're going to remove that. We're going to add this to the stage. Oh, like I said, I got a little bit of glare there. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to do a whole bunch of readings. We're going to 11 minutes after midnight. All right, Mary, listen, we're going to get to you first, okay? By the way, since you're at midnight, I'm going to go ahead and give you the sun card right out of the gate. Let's do some ratings. Sun card. Oh, geez. All right, hold on a second. I reserve the right to change. Have you ever seen like these studios or like people are like dancing around? Move it out of the way. Oh, geez. Louise. Oh, gosh. All right. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. Everything's going great, everybody. Thanks for asking. All right. Now that I've moved it 20 feet away, I'm going to have to throw these cards. I'm not even in the shot anymore. Here we go. Sort of in the shot. Going to do some sound healing later. Mary, back to you. How about the sun card? And by the way, we're going to make sure that these are upright. We're not rolling in that. Ooh. The 8 of Swords. This is talking about your intuition. This is actually talking about trusting it within. By the way, bright, sunny outlook. Listen, why not finish it off with the 3 of Cups? Are you kidding me? Mary, could I be any more complimentary towards you? Right? Could I be any more I mean, listen, this is a great reading right out of the gate. Am I right or am I right? Am I right? This is pretty fantastic. Mary, what this is telling me is you got to remember who you are. You got to trust your intuition and start to celebrate the wins that you have. Oh, behave. You're kind of kick-ass and yeah, right? There you go. Am I not right? Who's up next here? I'm just going to start randomly picking things out. I'm going to start grabbing these things. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Melinda, good to hear from you. Stephanie, great to say hi. Emily, thank you. Great, you're catching me live, Emily. That's cool. That is very, very cool. And I'm going to come to Melanie now. Melanie's been sorry, Elizabeth. Look at Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you're in the mix. Don't worry. I know you don't have to go anywhere quite yet. Hey, Deborah, how are you? We're going to go to Melanie. Melanie, here you go. Ooh, who is this? Well, first of all, I'm going to hold it up here. And by the way, I don't want to jinx myself, but if I totally lose my focus right here, it could be ugly because I could be like all fuzzy. By the way, that's a screenshot. Go ahead and freeze that. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords comes out when you're ready to change your line of thinking. You're ready to kind of reinitiate something in a way where your thought patterns might have betrayed you a little bit. Maybe they haven't really been true. Wow. And then you get the Page of Cups. So this is still young energy. This is new stuff here for you, Melanie. New stuff. Get ready for the new stuff because you are going to be presented with a decision. With a decision that how are you going to make up your mind? This is your choice, right? This is your choice as to how you want to go. Right? So, Melinda, did I do this right? Where are you, kid? Melinda, hang on. It's not who I was pulling up here. It was Melanie. Sorry, Melanie. Hi, how are you? So I'm just bringing up Melanie just laughing at me. So, Melanie, joke's on you. You're the one with the tough decision here coming up. By the way, though, here's the good news with it. When it's done with a new mindset, it means that you've thought about it. When you've got the Page of Cups, it means that you're like, you know what? A new direction is a good idea. A new love is a good idea. And the decision itself, close your eyes and make a wish, kids. By the way, I'm going to run a little bit of stack. I'm going to do a handful and then I'll kind of mix them up again. So, Melanie, thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, who are we going to go with this? Callie, how are you? So happy for you right now. So happy for where things are going for you. Adrian, good to see you, Adrian. Man, wow, people are popping up here. Tiffany, great to see you as well. Deborah, listen, I'm going to be down in Daytona. I was just talking about this. I'm going to be, if you go to my website, I've got a message circle, a live message circle. Last weekend in January, I'm also going to be at a Casadega. I'm also doing the other thing. I'm going to be doing a group. I'm back. Don't worry. Lost the mic for 30 seconds. It's all good. I got the notification. We're all set. So, Jen, the 8 of Wands, two things here. First of all, The Eight of Wands are about being fast moving. Sometimes it's about business, but sometimes it's about making a decision and just hitting the ground running. It is also it's also a Sagittarius card. Maybe some things happen for you right around Thanksgiving. Right after that, I think I know what happened. The Two of Cups comes out, gives you a little heart tap, and says, "Hello, everybody." Finding a new love, whether it be in what you do or how you do it. And this is what you're overcoming here. You got the Eight of Cups, so maybe, just maybe, there's hope. I'll just make sure make sure you're in the screenshot there. Please put your feet on the X, everybody. Thank you very much. Feel free to. We're running a tight ship. We run a tight shipwreck here. So, anyways, the Eight of Wands, fast moving. The Two of Cups, one of the soulmate cards, but finding your true passion, your true love. The trouble is you don't want to get hung up on what you have lost. The Eight of Cups, kind of, you're like Eight of Cups. Like, that's pretty good, right? By the way, here's what I'm paying attention to. You went 8-2-8. I got the microphone, guys. We're on it. I should probably upgrade a few things around here. So, but the 8-2-8, to me, we're going to pay attention to that. We're going to be 18. It's going to be 9. This is about another level. So you're leveling up here. You're leveling up with maturity. You're leveling up with your situation. Great to see you, Jen. Tell Steve I said hi. All right, guys, here we go. By the way, all drummers hang out with each other. That's just the way it rolls. Are you guys talking about my... Wow, oh, gosh, I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff here. Sound is gone. Janine, I hope I'm back there. I hope I'm back. Let me know if I'm not back. I'm back. I'm seeing you guys tell me I'm back. Whew. All right, there we go. All right, let's let us do this here. I'm going to do this here. All right, here we go. By the way, I haven't looked at the card. Do you want me to look at the card? I'm not going to look at the card. I'm not going to look at the card. I'm looking at the card. It's all right. I'm going to go to Elizabeth. She's always... You want to talk about somebody that's always supported me? Here she is. She moves out of state. Look at that. Nothing but hearts. Hello, Elizabeth. Tell your lovely Chris I said hello. He and I are currently still in a man-bro relationship. That's why you need the Queen of Cups. I didn't look. I didn't think it. I thought of you before I picked it. Just letting you know. Queen of Cups, self-love, understanding who you are, what you're about, figuring out your essence, your self-love, your everything else. And here comes choices. By the way, I'm going to go down this path with you. This is also sometimes when you have to make health decisions, where you have to figure out what kind of like who you are and what you are about. This is also late Cancerian energy. So this is kind of something kind of maybe in a timing card, you know, when you get into that. Holy Toledo. But you're going to be brass tacks here, kid. Queen of Wands comes out. She's large and in charge. She's basically like, listen, I'm going to love myself and I don't really care about anybody else. But she does it in such a way where you make... She's the one, by the way, the Queen of Wands is the one that tells you you're a complete asshole, and then you agree with her and say thank you. Oh, yes, I'm a complete asshole. Thank you. Like the Queen of Wands is like, and may I have another? So there's a little bit of that going on. So yeah, this is, you know, it's kind of interesting that we kind of have these bookend cards, the 8-2-8, and then the Queen, minor Queen. Whoa, pay attention. But choices are here. And guess what? You're brave. You're brave. You got this. You totally got this, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for supporting me over the years. You got it. You're a total rock star inside and out, right? Yes, I'm back. Janine, coming to you. Thanks so much for being a subscriber. By the way, if I seem to be a little bit honky to the subscribers, so be it. Here we go. Oh, look at you. I have decided when the Ace of Swords comes out, start the word with I have decided. This is an epiphany about thought process, of knowledge, of inspiration, of action. I get a book. I'm not saying that because I own a publishing company, but you know how to get a hold of me. So, yeah, this is about something where you can really kind of like change lives. Of course. And by the way, if I was to turn this card over for 80% of you, you'd be like, the death card. Not Janine. She's sitting there going, yeah, the death card. Come on. Just kidding. making funny a little bit, but not really. But there's a really cool thing here with this, because what you're doing is your thought process has changed. You've let go of the old ways, and guess what? Now you're doing the right thing. The Six of Wands comes out because you rise above the rest, but you're not arrogant, you're not cocky, but you've learned your lessons. It's practical application of this. And I'm going to take my son. By the way, everything is temporary, everybody. As I go ahead and sip some from my Hick Strong. Fantastic. Well, Janine, thanks again so much for supporting the channel. You're going to really love this podcast. I think most people will enjoy it, but some people, I think, are just going to sit back and be like, this is it. This is what B should have been doing all along. And that's just the way it is. All right. Hey, some friends I'm running into from all over the globe here. Julie, here we go, kid. If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, get along now, because the Hermit card comes out. The strong Virgo energy is the practicality of going within, figuring out your own stuff, and kicking ass and taking names. You know how we know this? Because the Strength card comes out. Did you just go Virgo Leo on us? I think you did. I think you did. The Strength card comes out not just for the basic name of strength, but rather the process that has made you stronger, especially when you say this is a power combo, by the way, everybody. When I teach this class about the art and science of tarot, this is one of the combinations that are, quite frankly, a spiritual becoming. And it's kind of a kick-ass take names type of thing. I love this wrap-up card for you, because the Page of Pentacles is about you using your time, your resources, your ability, your humor, your intellect, your person, your everything in a new way. In a new way that makes you feel whole. Whew. I'm just going to go ahead and drop the mic on that one. I feel really good about it. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm going to do two more, and then I'm going to shuffle up a little bit here. I see a bunch of you guys on the website. Thank you so much for checking that out. I appreciate you. I'm going to give a shout out. Joan, I don't know if I said hi to you, but I'm saying hi again. Wendy, great to see you. Yeah, sometimes you got to let it all go, guys. Yeah, and by the way, Janine is totally cool with that. I'm just telling you that so much. So true. Everything is temporary. Connie, thanks so much for joining us here. Are we asking for cards? Yeah, no. We're good. I'm hoping to kind of, jump into everything here, right? Sam, good to see you guys. Got to get together with you with some schedule stuff. I've got some other stuff to talk to you about too. And I'm coming to Cali here though. Oh, Cali. Oh, Cali, careful what you look. Careful what you wish for, Cali, because you're next. Here we go. Oh, Mary Beth, I just got started with the ratings. You're good. So how about a little high anxiety? Come on, Callie. This is your anxiety. And by the way, anxiety is an emotional value that allows you to be good, right? There is anxiety that cripples you from working, from doing the things that you're supposed to, from saying the things that you really kind of feel. In this case, I think it's an activator. So you standing up for yourself and making sure things look differently down the road. Ooh, what per se could that be making look different? How about the Knight of Cups? Boom. How about that? How about you're finally ready for a full relationship, give or take a couple of days? Here's my hug mug. By the way, pay attention to this. I got projects coming up with these guys. So really, this is about you overcoming your anxiety, taking the higher ground. That Seven of Wands there in the center talks about your experiences, like, oh, I've been here before, but you take one of the wands and you say, but I'm going to battle it. I know how to maneuver this. I know how to get the higher ground, right? And all of a sudden, that real kind of prince, that knight in shining armor, shows up and says, hey, how you doing? And then you're like, okay. By the way, he could be in your life already. Pretty sure he is. Some things just elevate and escalate. So quit being so worried about it. You're kind of in the right spot. You're kind of sort of in the right spot. So I had, Callie, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I really do. I'm going to make sure your hand's not raised for the next 3 hours. Oh, can I do one of these? Can I do, oh, and by the way, I'm going to do this right here. So Hickstrong, and by the way, I've spelled it wrong. There's 2 S's in Hickstrong. I have been horrible with that, and I've been meaning to change it. So if you type it in and search these guys, there's 2 S's in it. I'm going to actually be doing a charity event in March at the Half Moon Fairways. It's actually a comedy event. I'm going to actually be doing stand-up. I got a little set going. I've been trying out my new material. What is that, a hump? By the way, anybody that can work that into a sentence, into a story, A+ in my book. What is that, a hump? Have you ever met somebody and had them be like really weird, and then they find out there's like a physical anomaly? And we're so trained to like not look at it, but spiritually, energetically, all you can do is like, nah. Anyways, I'm going to be supporting Hickstrong. Go check them out. 2 S's in Hickstrong. I'm so sorry, guys. I should have changed that beforehand. I will get to it. I'm really excited because not only do I get to support an organization that supports veterans as well as active service members to get the mental health services that they need, the things that fall outside of what the military is able to do. And they really do the work. Like, they literally will set up counseling sessions for people that need it. Like that. This isn't just like an awareness program. Part of the reason why I work with them is because they really roll up their sleeves and they actually are providing what is needed. I can get with that all day. I can also dust off my copious pages of notes about what I think is funny and go out there and do a charity show for them. And I can't wait to do it. It's really, I've been asked to be involved with a lot of different charity stuff over the years and donate stuff. And yeah, it's great. Here's a gift certificate and here's, this, that, and the other thing. And it's cool. Trust me, I'm not diminishing any of it. But for me to say that's it, I'm going to, yes, it's March 23rd. Yes, Heidi. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, and wanting to do stand-up is that a hump? Which, by the way, might turn into a t-shirt. Autumn, get on that. One of the things that I think when you start to really kind of do this work, you realize the value of your own energy. And my energy had to kind of be in check here for a month, and I'm feeling great and everything's good. Don't worry. But on the flip side of that, to find an organization that wants to do well and wants to grow and do the right things, that's pretty super, right? And I found it, with Hickstrong, and Michael's doing a great job. The whole team's doing a great job. They have, they go out and they really do incredible stuff, and that's the stuff we got to start paying attention to, guys. Not how many things can a man-child that's never been told no can get away from stuff, and how many technicalities can they get away with, and how many times can we hear that a corporate entity lied to us, and how many times do we see that so-and-so got over on this or so-and-so got over on that. Our human condition right now is critical. We suck as a species, guys. We're doing it wrong. So how do you turn it around? You find the things that you should be encouraging, right? It's that simple. It's that simple. And by the way, this isn't everybody's flavor because it's a hard thing to hear. It's a hard thing to say, like, what are you doing? Right? I used to judge people that didn't adopt kids. I got 3 of them. Where's yours? Right? Like, that's pretty condescending, but that's what I was built to do. That's not what you're built to do. What you're built to do, you got to figure it out and go do it. The sin is not figuring it out. The sin is not to pursue it. It's not how much you do or how little you do. It's, are you doing the right things to what you do? By the way, that's completely different energy. By the way, you can't judge that. I almost became a preacher. I was offered the job once to run a whole chain of biblical enterprises, as it was explained to me. The Buddy Cross came to me and said, "You are going to be a hell of a pastor for me." What kind of, let me ask you something important. Do you want an in-ground pool or an above-ground pool? Both have its benefits. I'm sorry, are we talking about God? All right, guys, here we go. Kathy, coming to you. I hope, Kathy, you absolutely, hi, Kathy, how are you? You absolutely have to rewind this because you're already in because you're sponsoring the channel. Go ahead and take a look at the fact that some of those have changed. You might want to change your sponsor level. I appreciate you wherever you're at. In the audience, as a director or as a producer, you get the insight and to be able to see the new podcast. Not only will you be able to see it live, but you'll also be able to be part of the audience member as we do some cool stuff. And this card's for you right out of the gate. We're going to go seven of Pentacles. This is about reaping what you sow, kid. You've been hard at work, Kathy. I don't know if you've seen this line or not, but here it is. Right here in the center of it. Listen, these cards are just, it's like a pinochle deck of goodness. Pinochle deck of goodness. Because the 10 of Cups comes out here and basically is telling you, like, every little thing is going to be all right. And by the way, you guys saw me shuffle up and heal because here it is. Here is the Ace of Swords coming out for you, Kathy. This is a new way to look at it. So you worked hard. You understand that what you've got is really good. And on the other side of it, maybe it's a change of heart to think, maybe I am good enough. Maybe I do have everything that I need. Maybe I am in a position where, quite frankly, maybe you are doing it right. Maybe you are worthy. Whew. Kathy, so glad you jumped on tonight. Thank you so much. I have some other friends here, though. Who else we got? By the way, I'm going to get very random here into this. Shirley, how are you? You've just picked up your bass guitar again. Oh, Shirley, there we go. I'm starting a band. You're in it. Do you know why? Because we are secretly in a band together. So the 3 of Pentacles comes out that you're doing the hard work behind the scenes. This also means contract. It means negotiation. It means that you're kind of like pulling it together. You're girding up with your loins. Oh my gosh. Are you by chance seeing 333? Because here is the 3 of Cups. Again, guys, I shuffled up. You saw me fold them back and forth to each other. You might be seeing these things. And by the way, talk about a badass enterprise. I would want to be in a band with you. Are you kidding me? You keep it private, low drama, high party. Let's just get to work, everybody. Woo! Hey, Shirley, just out of curiosity, what's like your top 2 songs? Like, what's a song that you play that you're like, oh, this is good to kind of get my fingers going? And then what's a tune you've always wanted to master? What's a tune where you're just like, oh my gosh, like I've always wanted to do 2112. Anyways. But what's your go-to song? Like, what's the tune that you're just like, oh yeah, that's the one I want to roll with. Yes, authenticity is the highest vibration. Thank you. So Shirley, tune in on that. I hope you're still here. And you're on the YouTube channel. By the way, I really like this software because I'm able to go across channels all the time. I didn't have to pick one. I talk to all of you at the same time. It's so much better. I put it out there that I wanted to change it. I wanted to change to the formatting of how I did it. And sure enough, I got it. Blessings, everybody. All right. Where else are we going here? There we go. Georgianne, thank you so much. Hope the foot is healing. Thank you so much, Georgianne. I can kind of see your Facebook page, or I can kind of see your Facebook face. Let's see where we go here. How about the Page of Pentacles? I had a really in-depth conversation the other day about the song Two Princes and what it really meant. And at first point, it's kind of like you're going to find gold with whoever you do, whether you find gold or whether you find something that's golden. I think this is what this is signing up for. You got a little spin doctor's action going on, something new. So this is a shakeup a little bit. This is you kind of saying like, hey, maybe you're in a position where if you had asked me for like a career read here, I would say this is like you saying, you know what, I lost my job, but I got something new coming. It might not be just as fruitful, but it's going to be here. The key that you've got to look out for is don't get hung up. Do not get hung up on what you don't have. Don't get hung up on what you could have been back there. Don't get hung up on the stuff where you could be. The FOMO card comes out here. Don't feel like you're missing out. I just feel like I have to congratulate you, Georgianne. I don't know what that means for you. But Georgianne, I mean, I really think that this is like a congratulations. Don't get hung up on somebody starting a family. Is there like another kid involved here? Oh, yeah. Hey, Georgianne, give me some validation here if you can, if you're still on. I hope you're still on. You were on 4 minutes ago when you were making the comment. But yeah, I just get the feeling like there's just a bunch of new stuff here. And you're thinking that if things are piling on or things are kind of changing direction, like you might miss out. That's not what's going on. By the way, this is actually a spiritual journey. This really is a spiritual journey. This is you looking at where you're at, where you're going, and how you want to go to it. Right. Oh my God, no. Listen, I'm still that fine looking dude's wingman. I'm just saying. Could you try? So we'll stay in the career lane. We'll talk about it as in like this is going to be able to nursing career due to my recent surgery. Okay, there you go. So this is kind of a career move for you. But by the way, the Fool comes out as in this is a different way to look at it. Oh, and by the way, this is you getting hung up on something, but it doesn't mean you're not going to have without, right? By the way, the symbolism of the 3 of Cups is celebration, right? The 3 of Cups, the celebration card. Now, the 4 of Cups is, look at the 3 of Cups behind you. I'm going to break screen here. Look at the 3 of Cups behind you and look at what you have. But then here's another one. This, oh God, I'm going to be blurry. This is about being happy with what you have. This is about making sure that you don't, I still get congratulations though. I got to tell you, remember when I said it's a spiritual journey? I'm sorry that your current situation puts you in another direction. I'm going to tell you that the universe is sitting there going right on time. You might not like this, but the universe is like, we kind of need you to do that. Right. So Georgianne, listen, you gotta smile through this. You got to do it because this Page of Pentacles is still going to make sure you're okay financially and all the other stuff. So don't worry. Do not worry. Joan, did she ever weigh in on what tunes she wanted to play? Come on, I want to talk music sometimes. Get me interesting. Hey, Willie, how are you? Good to see you, Joan. Yes. How do you not love that? Jill, great to see you, Autumn. Thank you so much. We've been talking about you all night. Where are we going to go with this? How about Courtney, new friend here. Hi, Courtney. How are you? Thanks for tuning in over on the YouTube channel. 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands shows up. Decision, but better for you decision. This is about you internalizing it and thinking, this is where I've got to go with this. And by the way, who are you putting first? A little bit of Courtney. A little bit of Courtney. Oh, and by the way, I should probably bring up the old screen again so then you can actually see it. Oh, there you go. Oh, you know what? This might really. I don't know. There we go. 2 of Wands. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have tennis elbow by the end of this. Is that a hump? All right, you got to see the comedy. 2 of Wands, decision for your best self, right, Courtney? Then you have the Queen of Wands. Guess what? Putting yourself first. How about a little strength? And by the way, I know we've seen these cards before, but we were doing some shuffle up and healing. The strength card is not exclusive to 4 readings ago. It's going to show up here. So this is a strength. This is a power move. This is a power move. I don't know if you're moving out of your situation. I don't know if you had to kind of be like, you know what, this ain't for me anymore. It's like, wash your own damn dishes. Make your own damn sandwich there, Adam. My name is Lilith, and I'm taking off. Very good Lilith energy here with this, by the way. You're going to stand up on your own. You're going to take care of it. Courtney, thanks so much for tuning in. Tell your friends. And by the way, if you don't like it, tell your friends, because that's how it works. That's how human nature is. Joan, thank you for complimenting. I know this comment came in when we were talking about Hickstrong, and I'm pretty confident you went to go check them out. 2 S's, by the way. All right, guys. Page of Wands. Ooh, something new. Something new. Something new initiative. Way to fire this out. Way to fire this out. And again, we've been shuffling here. Sun card comes out. Your essence is you're just super happy. And by the way, are you thinking about travel? Are you thinking about taking off a little bit? I think you are. I think you are, Joan. I think you're kind of like, what am I missing? This is a what am I missing card. This is like, okay. Think about our cycle. We went through COVID and we were like, look at all the years we can't do stuff. And for a solid like 27 months, we really didn't do anything. We couldn't do anything, right? You know, we were in survival mode. We were trying to figure it out. We were trying to get there. Now we turn around and we're like, we can do anything. That's kind of this attitude, especially this is a travel card. This is either like you getting a job that allows you to hit the road or moves you across country or whatever the deal is. The Sun card is, guess what? You're the bomb. You're kind of pretty awesome, right? The world does revolve around you to a degree. And then this page of wands is really kind of that new initiative. So taking it from left to right, this is about being new. This is about being the reason why this would be even an opportunity. And then, of course, the Three of Wands is about the travel, the new, what you've known, where you want to go, and then what you want to see in that. I'm going to roll all the way back because I think sometimes it's not fair to people when they first tune in and they're saying hi to me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I just kind of say hi to them and then I kind of move on. And I'm going to pull out one right out of the top. We're going to say hi to Rita. Rita, how are you? Rita, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're pretty awesome. I know you are. Oh, it's funny you should say that, Brandon. What card was it coming up today? Queen of Pentacles shows up. Yeah, as we know, the Queen of Pentacles is about fostering and nurturing, holding a little close to your vest, but kind of doing the fastidious things that you need to do in order to garner things like your resources, your time, your presence, right? And oh, by the way, it is a great investment card, right? Rita, quit showing off. 10 of Pentacles comes out, and guess what? 10 of Pentacles is about abundance. It's about you making the right move so you can get there. Oh, love it. By the way, my goofy faces, you should caption them, turn them into memes. World card comes out. Guess what? Cyclically, you've kind of paid off. All of your decisions have paid off there, Rita. And guess what? Kick-ass, take names. Hold no prisoners. Just let them know. Just be like, yeah, I don't really have use for you. If you're not Team Rita, you're not on the team. Got it? That's really good. And of course, the world is actually about the fixed energy of destiny, karmatic value, as where it is that you're going. So you are meant to take your abundance, right? You fostered it, you grew it, and now you're kicking ass and taking names. How about that? That's a pretty fantastic way to go, isn't it? Huh. Rita, I'm impressed. I'm here to go. I'm laughing at a message I just got. Working. All right, let me make sure I still got a microphone here. And we're back. So, Rita, thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to grab a few. Pauline, how are you? How are you, Pauline? Saying hi to Rita. I'm going to get you married off one way or the other. You want me to come to Vancouver? Here we go. Get married. Even Marlene just threw something at the screen. So this is about foundational happiness. It's sometimes called, you got it, Rita. Good to see you. Pauline, this is kind of fun. This is kind of fun because when the marriage card comes out, it's not always the marriage card. Sometimes it's a foundation. Sometimes this is building your relationship with your children, with siblings, with how you want to go about it, right? And why don't we go here? Oh, you're becoming quite the matriarch. Oh, and that was really cool. I don't know how that just happened, but my screen, does the Queen of Cups look like twice the size of the Four of Wands? I don't know what that is, but don't touch the settings. Now they look a little more even. All right, here we go. And where are we going to? Ooh, temperance. So this is about balance. This is about lessons learned within the family, within your family construct. This could have things to do with your parents. It could have things to do with your connection. It could look at how prominent that Queen of Cups is. Pauline, I gotta be honest with you. This is about you taking charge of who you are, right? And it's the balance. You don't have to do everything for everybody. You don't have to say that's it, right? Um, it's so incredible. Like, how is that so big? It just looks huge. That's what she said. Anyways, so Pauline, here's the good news with this. This is about you reconciling some things. It's about putting yourself first, assuming your role of the matriarch position, and the temperance card comes in to remind you the balance. You know, it's one of those things that when you it was Martin Luther King that actually said, when you assume the aggressor after being the minority, basically, then you are no better than the aggressor. So you want to be able to connect with who you are and what you're about, so you keep an even keel and get there. No, you guys are really liking that. That's what she said, and you're welcome. By the way, will that ever get old? That'll never get old. Pauline, great cards for you. Great cards for you. Happy growth with that. You deserve it. You deserve to be recognized for who you are and what you're doing. For sure. Yeah, it's almost kind of glowing. It pops right out. Yeah, it'll never get old. My entire feed is never. Is that a hump? That's what she said. What is that, a hump? I'm telling you, this is one of the best jokes I've ever formatted, and you'll never see it coming. Pauline, thank you so much for being part of my journey. I really do appreciate you. Really, truly. Pamela Jones. Hi, how are you, Pam? Good to see you. Good to see you. I see that wonderful, wonderful profile picture there. It's good to see you. Can't wait to have you come into another show. It'll be fun. So listen, I'm going to give you the Hangman right up front. This is a high spiritual card. This is something that's going to make you look at things a little bit differently. And by the way, I get dad stuff with this with you. I'm being brought to a moment in time where I'm going to say this is about dad. King of Pentacles comes out. By the way, the King of Pentacles has a little bit of ostentatiousness to it. Has a little bit of, hey, check me out, but it's also about abundance. If you don't get over your skis too much with it, it's an appropriate amount of abundance, but you might be a little bit, can't make these cards up. Like I said, when I said dad, here we go. By the way, dad provided. I don't know if dad is still with us or not, but I'm going to go here. Wow. Hey, Pam, let me know you're still on. I'm going to keep going with this, and I hope you're still on. So they're showing me dad. And I'm going to go here with this. I think that there has been some shifts. Thanks, Pam. I think there's been some shift with who you are, and I think you're learning some truths about how much your dad, I don't know if he had been like a villain in other people's stories, but I think you're finding some vindication for him. He's basically telling you, like, I did the best I could. I loved you to death. It was the highest potential I could have been. It's interesting when you work with tarot, there's a lot of potential in tarot. Like, just because you get the magician card doesn't mean you can do magic tricks. It means you have the ability to make magic happen, right? And wow. So your dad might not have been the best at making money. He might not have been the best at being present or showing that he cared, but he did the best he could. That's what I'm getting with this. And I think you've gotten a lot of validation from that. He talks about a Christine. Yeah, Pam, I don't know if you're giving me validation here or what the story is. I'm getting the thumbs up and getting the okay. I just think that there's something to this, and maybe it was just you realizing it. Maybe it was just you sitting back going, "Huh, it was there's a lot of good here." There were some things that were it was a rough relationship. Again, I stand behind everything I'm saying. And by the way, that is where this hangman comes in. This hangman is kind of like it's a little messed up. It's a little upside down. It's a little, you had to look at it the right way to make it look like it was good. Right? Your dad totally is all about this right now, though. I don't know if I don't know if it's 1-8 or 8-1. I don't know what August is to him. They're also showing me like Neptune, Pluto stuff or March stuff, Pisces. Yeah. Yeah. So Pam, thank you for opening up with this one. Um, yeah, not sure about August. 819. Yeah, there's something with the date here. I don't know if like he maybe passed away just before or just after today, or was just born or whatever. Yeah. All right, Pam, I understand. I know it's a tough relationship, but think about how healing this is. It ended with the King of Cups. The King of Cups is he's basically saying, love you, right? Might not have been there, but I love you. Might not have done everything I should have done, but I love you, right? I understand now. I know what you're saying, not sure about. I hope you get a piece of this and you can work with it, right? Yeah, okay. All right, Pam. And listen, this is one of the fallacies in mediumship is that we create closure for people. That's actually one of the most arrogant things you can ever say. We create the platform for people to do the work. And Pam, I think you were ready to do the work. And I'm sorry you didn't know your dad the way that other people might talk about knowing their family or their loved one. That's why he has to show up in a card reading like this. I hope you guys get that and understand it. Always respect it. Boy, isn't that funny? The LOL. I'm gonna let people see this on the way out the door that you said thank you. So thank you so much. Love that too. Hard taps going out to you. I want to give a shout out to Janet Moody. Janet, guess what? You just became a YouTube member, so guess what? You're gonna get some cards. I mean, come on. No good deed goes undone. And by the way, she's gonna enjoy the live taping tomorrow as well as the full version. We're trying out our stuff. It's kind of fun. It is going to be a lot of fun. Connie asking, how do we get a reading? Just go to the tbrandonruss.com, sign up for a reading. I actually have an astrology special that's going to go on for another. I'm going to let it go till the end of the week, but I have 4 spots left. If you want to get your year's predictive astrology, the reason why is because I take a handful and I say I'm going to have 10, 12 slots, and most of them are full. So go ahead and jump into it. Like I said, I don't go on to this and be like, oh, if you want more, insert another quarter. When you're ready for it, this is where I am. Sign up for a regular reading. Just tell me you want to do the tarot reading. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. All right. Miss Janet Moody, our latest and greatest YouTube member, audience, director, producer, doesn't matter. You're in. Star card comes out. I cannot wish you any better, higher good than your authentic self. How about the star card coming out and going, ta-da? But here's a little bit of a challenge. The 8 of Cups comes out. Let's talk about the idea that you are good enough. Let's talk about the idea of you are meant for something bigger. So guess what? The road sometimes is not the easiest, right? Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult than it is easy. And guess what? That's just the way your life is always run. But if there's a bustle in your hedgerow, look at that. Woo! How about the Hermit card come out? How about the camera? I just fired my cameraman. You're fired. The Hermit card comes out because this is a spiritual enlightenment. It is the 9 card. It is about elevation. So here's the cool part. The star card is really kind of a fixed energy for you in terms of where you want to go. Maybe you're an Aquarius. Maybe you have a lot of Aquarian in your chart. Doesn't matter. It's how you're built. Then the Eight of Cups comes out because the human condition is, but what about this and what about that? Maybe you're thinking to yourself, I just lost a person. I lost another one. Oh my gosh, why is it I'm always having these challenges, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? There's cycles in life and things are going to go good. Things are going to slow down. Things are going to go one way. Things are going to go another. People are going to not make it. Sorry, guys, I got bad news. None of us make it. Never in the history of ever does anybody ever live forever. It's part of that life. So how you handle it is important. That's what this Eight of Cups represents. And it's about a spiritual enlightenment. So maybe step into your purpose. Step into your ability. That's what this card is. It's pretty kick-ass and take names. Oh, yeah, Kathy, I'm going to let you know on that in a second. So, oh, Janet, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And by the way, I'm not going to switch that out and say and have it posted that I am so excited you are truly gay. Okay, fine. I'll put it up there for just a second. Thank you. By the way, this is how you get a reading, everybody, right there. Janet, you got something right here, but there's 3 cards for you. All right. So listen, the star card, the Eight of Cups, and then the Hermit card, knocking it out of the park. This is about a spiritual evolution. You're genuinely curious and you want to get there. Just don't get hung up on the stuff that didn't work, right? Oh, yeah, you guys have asked a little bit about the deck. I'm going to go to a full screen here. This is the Leo Marchetti Royal, Grand Royal deck. I have it somewhere over there. Yeah, you know, you get the box. The back of it is really kind of ornate. All of them are like that. And, you know, the cards themselves are just, they're beautifully done. And, you know, the meanings kind of have deeper meanings on the other side of it. Janet, thank you. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, and this is their cover for that one. So if you're looking for that deck, look for this on the cover. It's the Strength card. It's the Grand Royale. He's got another one out that I've actually been using, and I was contemplating, I was sitting with it. This is another one that he did. It's a little more esoteric. This is a different deck, by the way. I'm not using this one tonight. I'm going to be like, oh, hey, Star, how you doing? Oh, by the way, I can't show that one. Yeah, that's one of the things, like, you got to go through YouTube standards now. Like, you got to cover up things like and hoo-hoos and ha-has, you know, which is a problem for me because you've seen my language. But the High Priestess, which is a PG-13 card, this is, by the way, please don't report me. This is another deck. That one is another Grand Royale card. It's just really cool to be able to, aha. Nothing. Have you ever, listen, let's just talk right down to a couple of colleagues. Have you ever done a tarot reading and thought to yourself, I think I'm missing a card? And then you're like, oh no, I don't know where a card. And the part of the reason why I'm using this deck is because I'm like, I was missing cards from the other one. I'm like, gosh, that's so annoying. How did I do that? How do I, like, my workspace is just kind of like, yeah, there's bits of tacos everywhere and, you know, waters and coffee mugs and, you know, all that other stuff. But it's so funny that I looked high and low for this and I pull it out and I'm like, oh, there it is. There it is. So which show in November? Hey, Claire, how are you? Which show was that? Oh, yeah, my filter is long since broken. Donna, good to see you. Pam, yeah, they're great cards. They're really cool cards. They are inspiring me to some doing my own stuff. Kat, thanks so much for tuning in. Tara, old friends. How are you, love? Credit card, CC cards appear when you need them. I thought, are you talking about credit cards? Because that would be real. Oh, at the brewery in Sacandaga. Well, I'm going to be back there in May, but I'll tell you though, pay attention because I'm going to be all over upstate New York. Those of you that were not here at the beginning of it, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up again because I'm just going to talk about it for 2 seconds. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. I have a new podcast coming out, and I am Going to be working with medium Lindsay Mastro, who has a fantastic book out. Do a quick Google search on her. Tell her I said hi. Her book is pretty fantastic. She spent 15 years in HR. Our parallels are pretty intense. She had, you had tacos for lunch. Yes, tacos. I should do a cooking show, by the way. I really like, I go back and forth on that one. And the comedian roast is, the two mediums, cutting it up, talking about it. We've got, we've got really kind of planned out production value, the whole 9 yards. I cannot wait. Yes, upstate, including Utica, including Syracuse, certainly Sacandaga. I'm also working together with another. I did a lot of traveling last year, and I will still do traveling. But with my schedule to be able to like go and just go to the other side of the state and then be able to be back the next day or that night or whatever makes a lot of sense. You know, it's an important thing for me where I'm at and where my kids are at that I'm present. So this is all a shift for me. I loved last year. I loved working down in Florida as much as I did. I had some incredible experiences. I had some learning experiences. I had some growth experiences. I want for nothing with it. And it's time to do the next thing, right? So yeah, I really appreciate that. So yeah, Janet, I'm actually going to be down in Daytona, talking about that. I'm going to be down in Ormond Beach. I'm doing a circle. So if you're in Daytona, I am in your backyard. I am also going to be at Cassadaga that last weekend in January. I've been asked to work with the council there. I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be doing a talk and a teach on the joy of spirit and how you really engage in your purpose. So yeah, so a lot of dates. The dates that I have ready are out there. And by the way, Louisville, I'm coming to you. I had a lot of rush with that there. I'm there the second. I'm actually there during the Super Bowl. Hello. How much is my guy card, my guy like credentials taken away? I may be on a flight during the damn Super Bowl. How crazy is that? Pauline, great to see you. You know how to get a hold of me. And it's a really kind of like very cool thing. Because when I was down there, I was noticed by a lot of people and things just had to evolve. I mean, I love the people that I worked with. There was growth moments for all of them. And, you were once upon a time in the past, I used to be like, well, I'll stay here and watch everybody improve around me and do this, that, and the other thing. And I shake my head and I'm like, no, I got to do this for me. I am going to be coming anywhere near Albany, New York. You bet I am. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have a series of shows where you guys can meet Lindsay and you can meet some really cool stuff. Yeah, I know, Janet. That's why I'm saying go ahead and jump into that. If you go to my website, it links you up with it. It's Reverend Judy Weaver space. And then if you go to the Cassadaga website, I'm right out there right now. So that's really cool. So I'm elevating, guys. I mean, this is what I'm meant to do. Right. And when you see your peers and colleagues start to say, like, what is he doing? You want to that's good. And I one of the things I used to look at it like I always outgrew everybody. Like, and it sounds a little pompous, but I had to right size that line of thinking. I had to right size that energetic value because what I needed to realize was that they were the perfect people for me in that place. Penny was amazing to me, and I was amazing to Penny, and it did its thing. And I will take her call when she calls, and she will text me back when she feels like it. And that was so Taurus. That was so me calling out a Taurus, just to let you know. But it's because we're able to joke like that like made it work, right? But it did its thing. This other thing, this is where I wanted to go, and it's not stepping stone per se. I just had this conversation. It's not stepping stone. It's experience level. Time to level up, everybody. Let's go from point A to point B. If you're sitting there thinking point A is going to become point B, that's where we get stuck. And by the way, listen, this new venture, I'll invite Penny on. No problem with that. And it's where I needed to go creatively. And yeah, and oh, by the way, all of the Whiskey and Bagels have been archived. If you're a member, you can see all the channel stuff. You can see all the past episodes. We did 68 episodes. No, we did like 72 episodes. So we did a lot. We did a lot of those. It ran its course, guys. We love each other. It's just where it is. And I'm so excited for her. I'm glad she's teaching. She's a natural teacher, and it's awesome. It's just awesome. I've gotten to a place in my career where I think I would have handled it differently. Even 5 years ago, I would have been like, "Oh, what do you do?" And there was maybe 10 seconds of that, and then I was like, "No, this is okay." It's because I surrounded myself with really good people that gave me the perspective that I needed. That were like, "Boy, that was awesome while it lasted. Now what?" Because I think people, you're making it personally when the people around you start to say like, "Okay, he did that different. That's cool. Hey, they did that different. Good job by you." I don't know. I'm getting esoteric here. I'm getting philosophical. Hey, Kate, how are you? I'm sorry, coming in here at the end. Lynn, thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, we've just got, it's just scale to form here, guys. Hey, Dawn, how are you? Yeah, if you go to tbrandonruss.com, you can see what I've got out there right now. I do have an astrology special right now, but feel free to sign up for any one of the readings. I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys. Sign up for the weekly bee. You get these kind of like informational nuggets every week. It keeps you engaged. It helps you grow your intuition. And it gives a really good sounding board for you to be challenged and grow. Today, we talked about frequencies and how frequency, whether it be in sound healing, whether it be in how you approach things or everything else. And it's about living your best life, right? Nuggets. Exactly. I love that term, right? It's about nuggets. And I call it Merkaba learning. So oh, good. Well, good, Don. I'm glad. Thank you for the compliment. I'm glad I was able to deliver for you. Barbara, thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to it. And guys, listen, this is also my new strategy here is also going to allow me to do a little bit more of this. I'm glad that you guys like the shuffle up and heal. I really enjoy doing that. And let's kind of do a couple of them right out of the podcast is going to be plus or minus nooner. Nooner. Yes, Mary Beth. That's one of my favorite shows doing it out there. All right, guys, here's a full reading for everybody. We're gonna leave this one right out there. You know what? I'm gonna minimize myself here. No, I'm not. How about one of these? How about one of those? Oh, wait a minute. How about one of this? How about this? How about that? How about these? How about that? How about if I do that and then I go like here and then I reverse it and I do the double alley-oop, and will they make the playoffs? That's the answer. Go Bills. Here we go. Somebody who's a Dolphins fan is really upset with me right now, and I will see you next Saturday. Here we go, guys. Group reading. We're gonna hit the magician. Go be your magic. By the way, don't forget the magician isn't about doing it for you. It's about having the tools to have it done. You got to figure out what makes you special. Oh, yeah, you do. Oh, yeah, you do. And listen, there's something to be said about that little bit of anxiety that you feel, that little bit of loss that you may feel, because it's all about the timing. The Four of Swords comes out not as the idea that you're missing out, but rather wait your turn. Wait for the stars to align. Because when the stars align, as I get right up on the microphone and you can't really see me off key here. Oh. We're going to go with the 6 of Wands. What's the 6 of Wands? It's about doing the right thing. It's about being authentic. It's a Leo card. It's late in the summer. It's actually right in the middle of summer. And The hell did I just talk about for the last 5 minutes? Sometimes I pull the cards and they just talk to me. Sorry, guys. It's about having the tools in front of you. It's waiting your turn. It's saying this is your time and then doing it the right way, putting in the right effort, having the right people around you, having the right perspective, and wanting the best possible outcome. I cannot think of a better way to wrap up tonight. Sometimes you shuffle up and heal, and sometimes those of you that really do this work realize that sometimes you're doing this work because you got to heal yourself. My foot's better. It's not 100%, but I'll get there. My ego's intact. Went through a bunch of ego deaths, and here we are. And now I'm excited again. I am excited again. I want to thank you guys for being part of my journey. Sorry I didn't get to you, but stay tuned. Again, join the YouTube channel. Get into the filming and all that other good stuff. And then join the Weekly Bee and get yourself involved where you are getting content every single week. By the way, I still do coaching, still do readings, astrology, all that other good stuff. I'm not pandering to you. I just want you to know it's still out there. I'm pandering a little bit. But anyways, hard taps, guys, across the board. Thank you, and keep going. I appreciate everybody for coming in there, and I will see you guys soon, all right? Thanks again. Hard taps to everybody. See you soon.